Welcome to the Ferris Show on cable news. First tonight, depending on which psychologist you listen to, there are 5 stages of grief: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and finally the last one, acceptance. And depending on which Democrat in Congress or Democrat on cable news you listen to, most are somewhere between anger and bargaining when it comes to President Biden's classified documents scandal. Denying that it is no longer a scandal doesn't work, even for his press secretary, who will no longer defend the president.
I'm going to keep it really short today as it relates to this particular issue, as it relates to an ongoing legal matter. I'm going to refer you to Department of Justice. I'm going to refer you to my colleagues at the White House Counsel's Office. The White House Counsel's Office will be able to address that question. Let's be clear, it's not your decision to make on what I can or can't answer from here. Do not comment from here, Peter. That has been consistent. There is a legal process happening, and I would refer you to the Department of Justice.
Last night, we talked about the White House press corps ending their love affair of Mr. Biden, and some Democrats aren't happy either. Not necessarily. It's not that they're necessarily unhappy with what we thought 2 weeks ago when the scandal broke, but what we know about the scandal now, including that the administration didn't disclose their lawyers discovering classified documents for more than 2 months. Classified documents were found in a second location next to the president's Corvette after the president spoke and made the American people think there were only documents in one place. He knew there were in 2 places. Then they found documents in a third location, classified documents. Yet it was lawyers without security clearances who were searching for classified documents. That's after the press secretary told reporters the searches for classified documents had ended. I could go on. In Washington, of course, it's not the crime, it's the cover-up. And with each, shall we say, screw-up or revelation, Democrats defending Mr. Biden become harder and harder to find. At least they get out over their skis, only to have another White House announcement pull the rug out from under them. For example, here's former congressional staffer Max Burns back from the day the scandal broke.
This is a great example of how there's a right way and a wrong way to handle classified documents in places they shouldn't be. You have the Biden team's approach, which was they found these documents, immediately notified the National Archives and the DOJ, made sure they were returned, and are now cooperating to make sure that there's nothing else there that shouldn't be.
And to be fair, it may not be Max's fault. He took the White House at their word. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's Max's fault, mistake. That's for you to decide. He's back with us, Max Burns, founder of Third Degree Strategies. It is good to see you. Are there Democrats who are feeling a little scorned by the White House on this?
Yeah, I think, like I said the last time I was here, that most Americans, I think, understood with the Penn Biden Center documents that these were not documents Biden had personally ordered be sent. That gets a lot more challenging when you have documents in the president's home. And quite honestly, the cavalier way he responded to the question about it, about the documents being in a locked garage, made it seem to some that he was not taking this as seriously as perhaps it should be taken. And it's something that I still think poses more of a political threat than a legal threat to the president. But that's a very real threat when you're in the president's position.
Yeah, how does the White House, that clearly they've decided Karine Jean-Pierre is not going to respond to this. It's not her fault. They make those decisions at a pay grade higher than her. But how big of a problem is it that every day now, this is just gonna keep going?
Well, the biggest challenge right now is, in some ways, a blessing for the White House, that because there is now a special counsel investigating this, they can no longer give free and open comment about it.
Well, but that's not
DOJ.
That's not true. The subject of an investigation can always talk. The president could certainly always come out and say, I will, or he certainly could have answered Peter Alexander's question and said, of course I'll cooperate with a special counsel.
But as you know, it's been long-standing White House policy to not have spokesmen commenting on an ongoing investigation. They'll normally refer that to the investigators themselves. There's nothing out of the ordinary there, except that now it sort of limits the ability of the White House to manage this narrative. So now there comes a period where we're going to have to wait as this investigation rolls out. And that's a position the White House really does not want to be in right now.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.